Hey there, I'm Steve, and welcome to Jamson Entertainment. And welcome to the conversation. Just before we get started, there are many ways you can help. You can like and subscribe so you never miss a conversation. But most importantly, please share this video. Get the word out there so we can talk about all the things that we love. I recently just saw Beetlejuice. And be careful not to say his name 3 times. This is starring Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara, Jenna Ortega, Justin Theroux, sorry for mispronouncing your name, William Dafoe, Monica Bellucci, Arthur Conti, Santiago Cabrera, Baron Gorman, and Danny DeVito. This is the long-awaited sequel to Beetlejuice, and you have to be careful not to say it 3 times in a row. The way I broke it up, perfectly fine. We're not going to have any trouble. That movie came out in 1988. It is a masterpiece. And this one is a good follow-up. The wait was worth it, despite this being in development hell. There have been talks about a sequel to the first one for at least 20 years. Definitely since the first one came out. But serious talks that I've heard of have been in the last 10 years. It might happen. And now it's actually happened. And it's a really good movie. It's really fun. And it's hilarious. And you get to see more of Beetlejuice. You didn't get to see him too much in the original, but that works because there was a lot of build up to the character, and when he was on screen and it was fun. And probably for Halloween I'll review Beetlejuice and other fun movies. Here he's more in it, and it doesn't diminish from the character at all, thankfully, and he is just as hilarious as he was then. The problem I have with this movie, why I find the original to be the better of the two, is the story. It's a little all over the place. First, it starts out with Lydia having her own, paranormal talk show. She helps people with the ghost in their life, something like that. They don't really go into the detail. She has high anxiety because she still sees ghosts, and nowadays she's starting to see Beetlejuice in flashes here and there, and she's been keeping it from the people in her life, and that makes her anxiety go up even more. Her and her daughter are kinda estranged. Her daughter, Astrid, lost her father, although Lydia and her husband got divorced at some point, but they don't really talk about that. I don't know why they had to have gotten divorced. Why couldn't he just died when they were all on vacation or something like that? I don't know. Like I said, story has problems. So you have that relationship going on there, which they kind of work on, but they kind of don't. They kind of magically make things better by the end. Delia is back, but Charles is not, kind of. Delia calls Lydia, saying it's an emergency, to her art gallery, and that's where Lydia finds out that her father died. He went on his own vacation to go, I don't know, he was doing something. The plane he was in crashed. During the whole survival part, he gets eaten by a shark. Now they don't show the actor. What they do is the whole explanation of how Charles dies is animated. It's pretty cool, good, and funny. But Jeffrey Jones, the actor, is not in this. The only reason I can think of is because he's a child sex offender, which is gross, and he shouldn't be in this. He should just be behind bars, but as far as I know, he's not for reasons. He should be in jail for life. The other thing, they make a big bad, who's this woman that was Beetlejuice's lover, but she's part of a soul sucker society, and she can kill the undead. They build her up, they show her doing some evil stuff, and then the movie forgets about her once they introduce another bad character that you find out is a bad character later, which my brother called that this character, Jeremy, is a ghost because of one line from the character. So Lydia just needs a break from everyone, and they're at the original house, and so she hops on a bike and just goes riding through the neighborhood. She almost gets hit by a car, then by a truck, and then she veers off the road and crashes through a fence into Jeremy's backyard. And she apologizes to him, and he says, "Oh, don't worry, my parents won't notice." And that was the piece of information that my brother figured out, that Jeremy is a ghost. It took me to when Lydia entered the house and he was introducing his parents, but you couldn't see his parents' faces. I was like, yeah, they're probably ghosts. He has his own agenda. The way he exits the movie is pretty funny. This is a PG-13 movie. You can only have one F-bomb or its variations in a PG-13 movie. Beetlejuice got both of them in the Beetlejuice movies. Still haven't said it 3 times. What's really cool about this one is that you spend more time in the Netherworld. That's the afterlife in this universe. And I am greatly appreciative that they went probably 90% practical in this movie. For instance, the first time you're shown the Netherworld is this throwaway character. He's only there to introduce the Netherworld and to to further the plot. The hallway in the Netherworld from the original is in this one, and it's practical, just like the original. I love that continuity, because they could have easily just made it CGI, and it would have looked good, but the fact that it's physically there, like, I leaned over to my brother, and I said, it's physically there, and he said, yeah, I know. It's like, we were both excited that they built a set for this, and everyone was wearing practical makeup and prosthetics for everything. It's just great. I love that they went old school with this movie. My brother and I had a blast with this film. If it's still in theaters, I highly recommend you go see it in theaters. When this comes out on Blu-ray, you got to get this on Blu-ray. Those are my thoughts on Beetlejuice. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and live your imagination.